the lead forms so
Right.
that the reservation ones change to large party reservations, and any big main floor or mezzanine events come in as on-premise event, right?
Okay.
I'm not sure. They have this like special event as a room built in. I'm guessing, again, this was one of those, like, because this didn't used to be as robust as it is now. I don't know if this is what's pulling things to be either an event or a reservation.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Because like over here, you see all the events for today. All the red ones are just reservations, and the green ones are events.
And those, when you do your table prints, your tabletop prints, just the green ones are printing.
The green ones print full size pages, and then the red ones print table tents.
Oh, okay.
Does that
Okay.
make sense?
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah.
the way those are, like, again, I don't know what the baseline of where it's pulling from is, because like the table tents, when we fold them over to make the table tent, it like falls off the bottom of the page. I don't. Again,
What do you mean it falls off the bottom of the page? I'm not sure I understand.
So like, if I fold it in half, this gonna work? Kind of. Okay, all the writing is on the bottom, or like gets folded over under, and like there's a big space up top.
Oh, so there's just
like,
there's some spacing issues, basically, right? We just need to sort of move some things around.
Stuff.
Okay.
But again, I just didn't know where all these things are actually pulling from, like what the.
Yeah, so like that basically what happens is we pull from, like, there's X number of fields that are being submitted in the form,
right.
And then we just have like a little style sheet that we're like plopping, putting the font style, putting the positioning, and kind of I wonder if you're using just I don't know. We kind of put it where it was before, but I wonder if there's just different paper you guys are using, or different sizes, or something messed up along the way. But
right.
when we're not there, it's tough to troubleshoot. But if we can, those are probably pretty easy changes to make if we need to sort of just shift the positioning.
Exactly.
But there's. Can you explain again what's the green and red? How does it go from green to red? Where is that?
So this is interesting. You can actually even see this on this right here, right?
Oh, the status. Okay.
Yeah. So when it comes in, it's just a lead. And then they kind of set this up in this way. So reservations, if it converts to a reservation from a lead, it just goes to the red. It just goes to tentative directly.
Mm-hmm.
If it's an event, they'll put it into blue first, prospect, right? We'll send the contract, we'll send all the information. Once that gets signed and it's definite, it goes to green.
Right.
Now they also, I don't think they pull information, like, so nonprofit events or events where like there's no charge, there's nothing, like trivia nights, right?
Mm-hmm.
Those they mark automatically to yellow, which is closed events, which is crazy because I don't know if like how those are pulling too, right?
Well, I mean, that seems weird, because then doesn't that allow somebody to like double book kind of thing? And
yeah, again,
okay.
That's I think maybe why they put that like weird special event checkbox there.
Okay.
Right? Because really, to me, I would rather keep everything, even if it's a nonprofit or whatever, into green until it actually happens, right? And then we can like add notes or information that we need to, like, hey, don't book them again. They said there were going to be 100 people for their nonprofit and they were 4, right? Like things like that, instead of just kind of writing it all off as done. So anyway, where you come into this is I don't know, like, you even, I guess, don't know all of it. It was just kind of like inherited and altered partially, right? Ideally, I would like reservations to be, like I said, marked as these large party reservations. And I'm good with them being tentative because whether they show up or not is on them, right? It's a tentative event. But they don't need a lot of information drawn to that like event sheet that gets printed with the table tents. It should just be, the name, the time, the name of the party.
Right,
and
because
where
this
they're
is
going to be.
that's really just for behind the bar that you guys have of like
Correct.
for internal use, not for something that's put on a table.
Exactly. And do you want me to pull these sheets up like so you see what we get?
I
Would
well,
that
if
be
you got it handy, sure. I think I know because you just basically go to a URL that we gave you
Yep.
and you just print that and it just prints
Yes.
out like page by page, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so we get table tents for reservations, we get full page
And it's all one URL. You just go to one
guides
URL and it prints out everything, right?
for
Yeah.
that day. Yeah. And
Right.
then you can add to the URL to get like other days
Right.
stuff.
Right.
Right. Okay. So for real events, what I would love to print out is actually more one of these like linked. I know this might be incredibly difficult. Hold on. Cancel. A document that automatically creates out of the information that we've already put in. So this way, if I want to add another field or take information off from internal stuff, it will automatically let me do that based on the template that I'm creating.
So is that like that banquet event PDF order? What does that look like?
Right. So I don't know if it'll automatic. Did it? No, it didn't. Okay. Let me see if it'll do it in here. It essentially just creates a PDF of the information about the event, right?
Okay.
Oh my god, how do I do all these things?
I think you're only sharing one screen. Oh,
Yeah,
there you go.
I got it. There we go. So it essentially creates this PDF, which says, I mean, again, I've cleaned up kind of how we actually do a lot of this, but it has all the information that we need, right? So like special event, wine included, catering is going to happen. Like we need all this information about these events. We need all this information to be given to our staff, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we don't need all this information for reservations.
Right. So basically, like right now on the one sheets for the events, what is I haven't looked at them in years probably. Like basically, you want that, but just more information on it. Is that what we're saying?
Yeah, and I just because I hate the idea of every time like I recently added a thing because this was a question mark for people of does it get closed out to triple seat or does it get closed out to toast the tab that night, right?
Mm.
And so I added that as a custom field, but now that means we have to code that in for that to show up. And it's really only applicable for special events because reservations, they're just coming in and paying for their stuff, right? So if there's a way that for that event file that is printed each day with signs and information that each real event, each on-premise event got like their BEO hold, then I could change
What's
the template on the
BEO?
That's this.
Oh, okay,
That's what we call this banquet event order.
okay,
Sorry.
okay, yep,
Yeah, right there, banquet event order.
gotcha.
And it creates automatically when we create events.
But so this one that here did not create automatically. You actually appended the PDF from Toast. Is that what you're saying?
So this is in triple C. All this information is in triple C. I think what we're pulling for the sheets right now is specific fields within triple C.
But we just want to pull more fields from triple seat is what you're saying.
I would like to pull yes.
Okay.
But if we could do it this way, it would be way easier because then we don't need to update it every time there's a new field of information that we want to add. Does that make sense?
In you said in this way, what does that mean? I'm not sure I'm following that. Like,
so if it can pull this document from the event,
because if you add fields, it just automatically gets put on this document already.
yes.
And that way we don't have to sort of code something specific. Okay.
every time.
Okay. So probably what in theory is in triple seat, I probably just have access to this URL of this PDF, which then I
Yeah.
can sort of append to the list of the printouts. I would think. That's what
Exactly.
I have
That's
to
why I had to have this
get.
conversation because I was like,
Yeah.
that would
So
be amazing.
okay. I get that now. Now, you were mentioning Toast. Where does Toast come in? Do I have to do anything with Toast, or is that
No.
separate? That's
So, separately speaking, we are going away from Toast in Ballard, right? So now everything will be in triple seat for both Capitol Hill and Ballard.
okay.
So I am building out those lead forms, and we're going to need to replace those on the website, which I think I can do. I was just updating verbiage and stuff the other day, and I'm like, oh, that's where the link form would go, where
Yeah.
the button is, and whatever. That's okay. But I wanted to make sure about this, like on-premise event versus large party reservation thing, if that is a good trigger for us for like what style of things get pulled from triple seat.
Right. And can we go back to that triple seat form again, just or the triple seat sort of page?
Yep. No. Yes. This one, yeah.
Go. No, it's the one where it had the red and green kind of stuff. Or I just want
Yeah,
to.
it's up top and then edit.
Okay. Yeah. So
So when we're creating an event, we do all of this. But again, the lead form automatically right now for Capitol Hill only creates this as an on-premise event. I'm going to create two for the different links. Mezzanine and main floor events would be these on-premise events, and large party reservation is just a reservation, not a lot of
and so in
information.
that drop down right now, there's nothing, but you're creating another field in that drop down. Or you'll be creating extra fields in that event style drop down, and that will trigger whether it's a table reservation or this banquet event order.
Right.
Okay.
And these already exist. They just didn't get set up. Like when the lead forms were created, nobody decided to like make this differentiation.
Okay.
I think we made it in a different way because I see sometimes like mezzanine request pops up. I'm trying to see if I can find where that exists. But even then, it's like mezzanine versus main floor versus. I'm trying to see if I see it here anywhere.
Is it in the location tab? Is it like
Oh, maybe.
right there, mezzanine in the area?
No, that's when it comes in as a request. This is a mezzanine or no, this one is. See how it says special events inquiry? Okay, so that's just the lead form that we're using.
Right.
What
Right.
that's saying. Okay. So there's also that. I mean, I don't know what makes sense because people will submit for a reservation with 40 people. And so then when I create it into an event, I will switch that to be an on-premise, right? It's just a matter of how we process them as a group.
Right, because that's the difference between basically like a table reservation or a larger event. Basically, and you're just basically switching the between the two, where they may submit it in the wrong place, but you're just fixing it on the back end.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. So can you pull up the URL of the tabletop prints and single page?
Yeah. Of this one, right?
I don't see it yet.
That seems